Alright, so we've been streaming some Venusaur for a while. It's time for that gameplay breakdown. These are the items I'm running because nothing works on Venusaur. Damage items don't give you damage. The cooldown on Shell Bell just makes Shell Bell absolutely worthless. Tank items don't help you survive at all. You're just a mess. Venusaur is a mess. Like, there were Pokemon that I didn't really think I was going to like Greninja or Lucario, that when I play them, like, yo, these characters are fun! Yo, once you figure out these characters, they're so good, it's cool! That's because they're actually A+ tier characters. They're actually strong. You know, you have a chance of doing something pretty much no matter what. I've been trying so hard to get Venusaur to work, and it just doesn't. Like, it can. And it has a role. And its role is very boring and unsatisfying and not even super reliant, because you also have to play like Gible or Froakie. You can't do anything in the early game, and the more the opponents know that, the more they can exploit that and just keep you from doing anything even more. So, I'm gonna walk through some of this gameplay, gonna give my thoughts as we go, gonna talk about the successes, like the things that have worked, and just kind of keep it up from there. But yeah, Venusaur's rough. And, like, you can have cool moments, you can feel satisfying, but then it just drops off. Like, it either happens or you're just always not having fun. So, Razor Leaf, the only interesting thing is like, alright, cool. Well, actually, doing the auto-targeting will mess you up, so you need to, like, let it do, or doing manual targeting will mess you up. You need to, like, let it auto-target down the Apom path. That's, like, day one stuff. Depending on how you leash the Apoms, you can also, like, try to get a lot of hits on them. And here's where things, like, start to maybe get slightly interesting for the Bulbasaur. At least you have range. So with range, you can get more secures reliably. So it's not like Froakie where your bubble does absolutely nothing, and it's not like Gible to where you have Sand Attack, which doesn't even do damage. So, or yeah, I think it's Sand Attack or Mud Slap, whatever the Gible one is. So at least like you have a chance at getting the middle camp. With Froakie and Gible, it's like, yo, just give them up. And because you also have range, depending on, like, what's going on, you can try to steal one of the camps, depending on, like, their composition. Like, Froakie's also weak. So, Froakie's weak, Machopp's kind of strong. I actually wasted time. Machopp is doing the right thing. You need to, like, just peek your head out and see what they go for, but it seems like they gave up center to go for Audino Secures instead. So you need to be there for the spawn of that Corphish, because every experience point counts on this character. Now, whoa, okay, he was trying to go in on that. Now, I personally prefer Giga Drain because it's just more damage. Like, Sludge Bomb just doesn't do anything. And the special defense drop doesn't do anything either. Like, the way that, I think that got stolen from us. The way that special defense scaling works in this game is that you maybe do like 3% more damage with Sludge Bomb. And even the slow isn't that impactful because everyone has a dash or mobility, or it just doesn't matter in the scheme of things. So I like the Giga Drain. I'm just trying out Sludge Bomb. But a big problem with Sludge Bomb is that if your opponents are in range of your Sludge Bomb, you're too close to them. You're too frail. You get blown up with it, so it's not that great. And then you just kind of play slow. It's like Froakie, like Gible. I went top lane. Top lane is absolutely miserable. You 100% need to go bot with all the experience from Audinos and stuff. Because then you can reliably be level 6, maybe scale into level 7, maybe, I was about to say, maybe get a lucky kill, maybe a lucky gank, get level 7, and then have your Solar Beam for the Dreadnaw fight, but still not that great or exciting. I'm going to see up here if we have this Corphish. No Corphish take. I guess that's what Frogadier was doing, but if you can, like, get one Audino steal or some center secures a bit reliably, then you're actually going to have a good time. Ooh. Oh. Alright, that's good. And yeah, Gengar's just strong, so that's cool too. Now, all this fun stuff is up. Having Solar Beam is, like, best case scenario, but even at level 6, you just gotta do your best. Just do everything to secure Dreadnaw, because you desperately need the experience. That's also why I run X Attack, because, like, your attack fails you, and it shouldn't. So I need to do that to make sure we secure Dreadnaw, to make sure we secure crucial camps, like maybe one of the Combi, maybe a Vespiquen opportunity. You need to be farming a lot. Like, it's just, again, slow, it's boring, it's very unsatisfying. Even when you land a cool snipe on Solar Beam, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it can't, like, you can win games, but it takes so long to get there. You have to get so hurt to get there. That doesn't mean much. Someone in chat was like, well, people like playing snipers, you know, snipers are like a valid archetype in video game stuff. So that's just playstyle people like, you know, camping and whatnot. No, Venusaur is not a sniper. Snipers imply that you're going to do like 1,000,000 damage and get like a cool, like, yeah, you need to do skill expression to do a lot of damage. That's not Venusaur. Solar Beam, even when you land it, can be very underwhelming amounts of damage. So, I hit him. Didn't do, like, we win the fight there, so that's pretty nice. But like, you just don't feel it. You don't feel like you're doing anything. Because when I play Call of Duty Warzone, I'm like the dedicated sniper on the team, because I find that really cool. I find it really nice to click ahead and get it down. Venusaur don't do that, though. Like, you use it for some secures, and oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. So, use Unite move, get Buddy Barrier, try to get some bonus damage. Just throwing out a move. And I think that's the other thing, like, the more engaging a Pokemon is, the more you want to play them better. Like, I'm trying on Venusaur. I don't feel like I'm trying. I don't want to try too well. Oh, alright. Okay. There we go. That's the thing. Dreadnaw's pretty much up. Also, like, to a degree, bot lane, like, never got a rotation and then hasn't gotten too much ganks. Like, I haven't even seen the enemies whatever. Like, I don't even know who else it is. So, Talonflame? Yeah, their Talonflame has been non-existent, so we kind of got a cushy bit of Dreadnaw. Ooh, Greninja's looking to assassinate me. Like, you have to be very cowardly. Like, if you're at half health, you're dead. If there's anyone hanging around, you're in trouble. I don't know what the point of that was. And the only reason I killed him is some levels up. Like, if you're the same level as someone on Venusaur, you don't really do anything. If you're level up, you start to really feel it, but you're so weak, it's very hard to get a level up. And if you're a level behind, you're just completely useless. Which makes it harder to get back into the game and be useful. Like, Sludge Bomb, like, your second ability just doesn't really do anything or count for anything. Yeah, like, he can just punch him, so I don't need to waste cooldowns there. Ooh, alright. Ooh, alright. Wacky stuff's going on over there. Yeah, like, Sludge Bomb or Giga Drain, they both don't really do much of anything. So it's like, you're really just all about the Solar Beam. Oh, random backwards cast because of lag. Cool. But, you also think like, oh man, Petal Blizzard, like, they buffed it. It's good now. Petal Blizzard is so little damage, it's just absolutely not worth using in any situation. Like, being like, oh man, I go Giga Drain, that makes me a little tankier, and then I use Petal Blizzard, I'm just in there. Petal Blizzard just has so, or is it Petal Dance? Whatever one it is. It has so little base damage that you should never pick it. But Solar Beam has a ridiculously long cooldown, even after the cooldown, like, buff. You didn't get a damage buff either, so you can still, like, hit or miss on the damage and the snipes. That's a flash right before Dreadnaw, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we don't need to push that advantage too much. We just get third Dreadnaw, and things are gonna be alright. Yeah, Petal Blizzard, like, as much as I want to root for it, again, I talked about why... Ooh, that's gonna hurt. I talked about why... Shell Bell was bad because it just procs too infrequently. Like, you need multi-procking Shell Bell for it to have a semblance of viability, you know? I guess it's raw fighting then that makes it kind of cushy to get the Dreadnaw. Yeah, you just kind of want to greed, get experience. Pray you get level 13. But the problem is people are like, oh man, Solar Beam's so good now because of the cooldown reduction. When you upgrade it, it only has like a 5.5 second cooldown. That's not gonna happen in most games. Like, we got all 3 Dreadnoughs for me to barely get level 13. No one on their team is level 13, so if you're behind, you never get to a point where you're useful. Now, as for Venusaur, this is your home. You do not leave this bush in the Zapdos fight. Ooh, alright, this is also your time to shine. You try to go for some kind of really good usage. You follow that up with the amplified Solar Beam. And a thing about Venusaur is, like, your team needs to do a lot of work. Your team needs to do, like, all of the work in team fights. And then depending on how everything else is going, like, this is your home. you are right here on the edge, tagging Zapdos, either setting up a steal with your Unite move or a usage on your Solar Beam. And that's one thing to note about Venusaur. You need to act like you're stealing Zapdos, even though you're securing it. Like, if I'm, like, let's see, our team had Prio there. Our team was going for Zapdos. But to use your Solar Beam on Zapdos, you have to act like you're stealing it from yourself, or else you're going to use it too early and it's not going to be enough damage. So even then, like, X attack Solar Beam, you might think it's a lot of damage, doesn't turn out to be that way. X attack Verdant Anger, not as much damage as you expect it to be, so you have to, like, steal it from yourself as though you were stealing it from your enemies. Your auto attacks don't really do too much, they're pretty weak. The rest of your team really just needs to be ahead for you to succeed as much as possible. If you're ahead, Venusaur is oppressive. Like, landing Solar Beams all ahead is good. But if you're neutral behind, then it's just an unfortunate game that's not even, like, the gameplay, the content isn't even satisfying, there's nothing to it. Whereas if you're behind on most of the other characters, you can do something to turn the game around. Like, Cramorant, that's 1 or 2 levels behind, gets a good Surf Scoop into a Hurricane, that hits, like, Cinderace for half his health, someone else picks off the Cinderace, you use your Unite move, you can bring it back from behind. Venusaur has no behind potential.
Time's up.
And who said Gengar get nerfed?
You win.
Let's look at the damage chart. I'm pretty sure Gengar takes over that one. Yeah, we're gonna look at the damage. Either way, like, this is what I like about Giga Drain, because you're so frail. That's like having that bit of durability to where it takes, like, if you can absorb 1 more cooldown from the opponent, you're being better than, like, what Sludge Bomb does. Yeah, like, I did things. I landed some snipes. I got some secures, but it didn't matter compared to the rest of the team. Snorlax did not double stun leash. Rip. Like, is that your life's goal? Just to be, like, a year away and then go for secures like that? Like, is that the skill cap? Is that all you're supposed to do? I mean, maybe there is slightly, maybe something to that. If you have a high autonomy solo laner. So it's like, yeah, they took all their camps already too, so. I mean, that's all Venusaur's supposed to do. Just use that range on Razor Leaf and Seed Bomb to steal camps in lane. Maybe, like, maybe you're supposed to be a roaming support of some kind of strangers, but you just can't fight. This isn't good at fighting. It's only good at stealing, maybe. It's not even, like, a lot of good damage for stealing, too. I don't know how this is working. Alright. And also it's like one of those things where, like, Snorlax could go to secure that. But then I play that steal game on these Audinos. Ooh, they're not even trying to contest that. They were just kind of falling back. But see, then that happened. Oh, somehow we got it. Or did that go to them? So I didn't see my number go up, but it looked like the Pokeball went to me. So yeah, I think you need to do something very specific with these Pokemon. And maybe then you want Wise Glasses. So I guess, yeah, you just have to play very specific kind of sniper. I was really hoping that, like, getting in there Venusaur is the trick, but you really just need to be an annoying stealer, I guess. I don't know if that's even, like, an intended role for this Pokemon. Is this what the devs sought out to create? I don't think so. But I guess we have to attack. If we have to get into a fight, we're just wrecked. I accidentally did Solar Beam instead of Giga Drain, or instead of Petal Blizzard. But even then, we stole. I think we were a level-ish up, but Snorlax is also not playing that great. Like I said, you need to do something different and special about it. So I just kind of went in there and inted where I'm like, yo, I need to be away from all this. I can't do what I need to do. But yeah, I guess you just go all special attack sniper and just play as the frailness that you are. Or maybe every Venusaur player ever is fraudulent, just makes it feel bad. And then use, like, maybe Giga Drain as the get off me move? Nah. You should just always be away. Also, Alola Ninetales just busted, so... Having, like, Tank Alola Ninetales CCing everyone while I'm just dancing on them and getting those, like, snipes and those hits. Maybe you just aren't a fighter. So, again, I don't see successful Venusaur with Solar Beam. In theory, it's a kind of cool archetype if you want to actually, like, you know, be that Call of Duty warrior. Ooh. Okay, that is a lot of damage still. Oh, do we find it? I thought they would walk into it. Yeah, that auto-targeting's kind of... Oh! Aw. Aw. And then, like, you don't have that follow-up damage. That would be pretty cool. Like, how much do I just want the auto-targeting to carry me on this? Because people don't kite super hard. Yeah, it does seem like Solar Beam's the way to go. Giga Drain's not doing anything for, like... Okay, Sludge Beam, Solar Bomb. Sludge Beam, Solar Bomb, let's go. Even though Wise Glasses doesn't increase the DPS too much, you might as well. Catch them while they're doing auto attacks. But then, like, yeah, you just have to, like, hide and be kind of weak until level 13, where you can really snipe and secure. You also need your team to do a lot of work. I think that's another problem. Like, yeah, I don't like the amount of work my team has to do. I can also just spook people off of objectives when I'm not taking them. You are too many levels down to be trying me right now. But then the damage just drops off a cliff. Yeah, and I can't be in there like that. I was like trying to be like, oh, what happens if I, you know, set things up and I get in there a little bit? Nah. Their team showed up. Snorlax just kind of didn't get much done, and then... Yeah, you just aren't the damage. You are a very specific archetype that doesn't kind of even fit inside of Pokemon Unite. Like, I did that. That's it. My damage rotation is done. Not even my, like, empowered... Well, that was a good amount of damage onto, wait, what if I... Darn. Just throwing out random shots. And, like, you also can't really take the risk on random shots, too, because... You'd have long cooldowns. Shell Bell actually significant in that way. You really need to land that first hit, too. I don't know, the damage is very inconsistent. That at least gets it. That also hurt Mr. Mime, which is kind of cool. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, and see, that's where the auto... Like, I wanted to predict him that time, but the one time I go for that instead of the auto-targeting. We do not have a lot of time to do this. I have no idea what Alola Ninetales is. Well, actually, no. Alola Ninetales came down. I just don't see them too often. Yeah, there's barely enough time here. Huh? Nah. I don't know what Alola Ninetales are doing. We might have gotten that if they were there. Like, they're not prepping Zapdos. They're not instant getting Zapdos. Ooh, interesting. Actually, no, I can't even be here. It's like, I'm not even allowed to be, like, if I see someone on my screen, I'm actually playing wrong. See, like, we're super far ahead, because we got 2 Dreadnaws, and I'm still having a hard time, like, getting to my Solar Beam upgrade. I think it might also be a Greninja Garchomp problem, where players aren't good enough to understand this character, and they also aren't good enough to have the patience for this character.
What a goal! What a goal!
Nope. Rip.
What a goal!
Oh. Wait. Buddy Berry to live!
What a goal! What a goal!
This first game on Venusaur was so weird. I guess good thing I actually only picked Solar Beam, because yeah, there's like nothing to Petal Blizzard. I thought it might have been like the cheeky sneaky, but no, it's not. Oh, he's just out.
What a goal!
I did like 40% of his health because I nuked his Buddy Barrier, so that's kind of cool. Why land a high skill cap Solar Beam when Zero Aura does half of someone's health with Discharge, though? My first game, this first Venusaur game is weird. Like, the tankiness kinda helped me, but also didn't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. You win.
I'm gonna be so offended if I have the most damage. Like, I didn't do anything. Okay, didn't update my... Hello? Hello? There we go. This entire game is fraudulent. Actually, I want to say something else about Venusaur and also why Giga Drain is probably better, is because Overgrow. Overgrow doesn't make any sense on this character because you're so frail. It would be cool if Venusaur was supposed to be like more of an all-rounder or something, or more of a tank Pokemon, like a defender, and then it runs up there with a Petal Blizzard, gets kinda low, but then sustains on like the edge of its like health, and then gets to increase damage like that. And that could also explain the variance and why sometimes, like, when you're Venusaur, you're like, whoa, where'd all that damage come from? Because you really need to play around Overgrow. Unfortunately, if anyone gets on you, you have none of those opportunities, and you won't be casting Solar Beam from a far distance. So, you use Solar Beam, Lucario jumps on you, insta-kills you before you get a cast on Overgrow, and then that's it. And that's also why I like Giga Drain, where, alright, you can use Giga Drain at lower health, and then that's, or maybe even like even at mid health, so you're not even trying to use Giga Drain for the effect of Overgrow. You're just using Giga Drain so you can heal up a bit, get Giga Drain to like give you that damage reduction, and then you can survive like kind of in a range, and then maybe like point blank Solar Beam. Venusaur just doesn't work. Like that's the big takeaway. It's not fun. It doesn't work. Maybe there's something where if you like sit at low health in lane, you can use it for secures and damage speed up. But you don't really get a chance to do that. There isn't enough opportunity in just base Venusaur to actually play around to abuse its kit to make it fun. Whereas with Greninja, Garchomp, and especially Lucario, when you learn the fun, abusive secrets inside that Pokemon, like you just get 5 times better, just right off the bat there. And then the skill ceiling just keeps going up. There's like no ceiling here for Venusaur, because like much like Gardevoir, it's like, oh, it's impossible to land Solar Beam 100% of the time, and you can just use it for secures, but then you're just a secure bot, and you're also weak. So it's like, Venusaur doesn't get a chance to steal Zapdos in coordinated play because they just run you over, or they just obliterate your team in the team fight, and then there's no Zapdos secure chance. And if you're low, you're so frail that let's say you get low. you start to channel your Unite move, you can get blown up through Buddy Barrier. I've had it happen. So it's like you don't even get boosted anything. So it's like, yeah, a lot of Pokemon, they can actually get something on their passive, not Venusaur, and I think a lot of the damage is balanced around the passive, which just doesn't work the higher skill you go up in. And it becomes very hard to play around.